This is a reconstruction of the Hilton of Cadboll Pictish stone, which was carved by the Pictish people, indigenous people of Scotland, who were here from probably kind of 2nd century BC right through to the 11th century AD.
The Picts are probably one of the most important groups in Scottish history. And they're called the Picts because the Romans called them the painted people, Picti. And they were also one of the groups who coalesced, if you like, later on to form what we now know as the Scottish nation. They're most famous archaeologically for two types of things. One is their exquisite jewellery, their metalwork, and the other is things like these, the Pictish stones, if you like.
The original stone used to stand just behind us here in the chapel site, but was blown over in an almighty storm in 1676. It snapped at this point, just through this spiral panel here. This panel here depicts a hunting scene. It's probably the most talked about panel in Pictish art.
We can see that there's a lady riding side saddle on the horse. She's wearing fine drapery, and her drapery is attached with a brooch. Below the hunting scene, you have this kaleidoscopic symbol.
The symbols at the bottom of the stone, the kaleidoscopic whirling of these sort of repeated figures, is an image that's developed over a long period of time, maybe as much as 1,000 years.
Some people decipher it as being like a sunburst. I think I'm more inclined to think it's more a kind of water-based kind of image, you know, when you drop pebbles in a pond and you see the ripples spreading out of each other.
It's made up of a series of triskelies, entwined patterns, if you like, and it's very, very not only decorative, but very kaleidoscopic as well.
These triskells, as these are known, shows kind of interconnectivity. All of these elements interact with each other the whole way right round the panel. Perhaps it was their philosophy on life. You know, no matter what happens here, you know, you've got a direct sort of bearing on what's happening to the kind of forum next to it.
Slowly over time, its meaning is being moved from one point to another. And the consequence, and it's reusing, it's using tradition to reinforce change.
The sheer size that it takes up on the stone clearly shows that it means something important to the people who carved it.
That's the beauty of these stones, is, you know, people see what they want to see in them. There's many different theories about what it all means, and I think it's a very personal thing, and it's your own take on it. There is no Pictish Rosetta Stone to explain any of it.
In the area where Glenmorangie is made, we are seeing the final flourishing of this tradition, this statement of elitism. So on these really big stones, they're talking about power and importance.
So that whole peninsula, of which Hilton is one of the key focuses, is one of the key areas, not only of Pictland, but probably for the whole beginning of Scotland, and probably tied into Britain and Ireland as well.